All right, LeeAnn, close to home, Texas A&M, couple of linemen in the fold, and we've got Zayden Krempin to start off the show.
Zayden Krempin out of Prosper, Texas, along with Avery Morcho. These are two guys that the Aggies have been looking to keep to home, and they definitely did that today, of course, kicking off the day with Avery Morcho, top offensive lineman. Then Zayden Krempin follows later, another top offensive tackle coming out of the state of Texas. They clinched that today. So, again, this is a huge win for the Aggies in the trenches. And, of course, we know On3 today releasing its top recruiting classes following these official visits. And they kind of broke down the SEC and the rough, tough, real stuff. Texas A&M, as that Aggie war hymn goes, are definitely proving to ring true. Mike Elko in his second year really looks to finally have a consistent hold on this program, and they are right now are ranking, and as far as the SEC schools are concerned, they are holding the cake and all the marbles at the number one spot with the number one 92 overall, 92.6 overall grade in those On3 rankings as far as SEC. They have already a total of 21 commitments in this 2026 class, boasted from 1 5-star, 17 4-stars, and 3 high 3-stars. Of course, we know that the top commit coming out of College Station for the Aggies has been the most coveted corner, the number national 9 player, and Brandon Arrington, and of course the number 1 corner being their top highest ranking recruit right now. And right now, overall in the national scope of things, the Aggies, as far as the On3 rankings, have the number 2 overall class. So again, this was a team that Mike Elko was really lurking into that top 10, and it seems that the last couple days they've really surged and they've really made a prowess. And I don't think that Texas A&M is far from done. This has been a long debate. We know that the Aggies historically have had no problem attracting the top talent across the board, but again, things from this discontinuity to just it seemed like they were always all over their place, and as much as talented they have, it never really resonated and translated. So again, this class will not be an immediate fix, we know, but looking ahead, Mike Elko is really setting the Aggies up. Some of the other guys, of course, we know that have committed, that have really boosted this class, aside from Brandon Arrington, of course, 4-star coveted running back KJ Edwards, the number 4 running back in the country, 4-star edge Tristan Givens, of course, a pair of wide receivers that we've talked a lot about, Aaron Gregory, Jonathan Hatton, another top coveted running back, another top quarterback in Victor Singleton, and of course today, rounding it out was Zayden Krempin, top offensive lineman right from the backyard, and Avery Morcho. Again, I think the Aggies are setting themselves well up. And as if you notice, this is not just a class that Mike Elko is putting with simply 5-stars and 4-stars. He's really addressing needs that the Aggies have had to replace. And I think the way he's balanced out this roster, the way he's approached a lot of this young talent, I have seen a lot of this talent on this current roster. And let me tell you, there's very few kids that I could say that translate immediately. And while some of these guys, maybe some of these offensive linemen, may not be starters when they get on campus, they have a ton of skill set, I believe, to be able to be in this race. So Mike Elko really making a jump ahead this June, capitalizing on the recruiting trail. So again, the Aggies well on their way to securing that number 1 class. And I do believe now, with some players returning ahead and them setting themselves up for the future, the Aggies might have finally found their formula to make things translate on the field and not just have the top class money can buy, but the top elite talent that will translate down the road.
Absolutely, and that's something obviously that Mike Elko took a lot of pride in as soon as he stepped on campus, leaving Texas A&M as defensive coordinator, taking over as head coach at Duke, and basically took the same roster that won David Cutcliffe, who I've got a ton of respect for, but had lost his fastball at that point at the end of his career, and took David Cutcliffe's roster at Duke and turned a team that had lost like 16 out of 17 consecutive games in the ACC to 8 and 9 win finishes over the next 2 years. And now Elko obviously back at Texas A&M and running into some of the players that he recruited his first go around as DC. And then, as LeeAnn has stated, not just putting together a rankings impressive class, but a style, fit, scheme, and culture impressive class at this point in 2026.